day began with college game day in Madison, upsets across the college football landscape, and now we close it out with the Washington Huskies and 24th ranked Oregon State Beavers. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels from Husky Stadium. Oregon State off to a 2-0 start in the Pac-10, trying to go 3-0 for the first time since 1968. Washington in the middle of the Pac-10 pack. Welcome to Husky Stadium. I'm Carter Blackburn, along with Oregon's winningest football coach, Mike Bellotti, and a man who needs no introduction around Husky Stadium, but we'll give him one anyway. Former All-Pac-10 quarterback here, Brock Huard. And speaking of standout quarterbacks for the Washington Huskies, so much expected of Jake Locker this year. Talk of a Heisman, talk of a high NFL pick, and yet the Huskies are disappointing 2-3 so far this season. How much of that is on Jake Locker?
When expectations aren't met, it's the head coach and the quarterback to take all of the blame. And around here, 2-3 not good enough in a year where the Huskies were expected to go to the Rose Bowl. But I'll say one thing about Jake Locker. He will not point fingers through all the ups and downs of 5 years in his career. And here this season, he's never blamed anybody else, and that's why he's still the leader of this ship.
Well, Mike, Jake Locker has dealt with a deep thigh bruise, which the question now is how much does that affect Jake Locker's ability to run the football?
Well, he didn't get a chance to practice with the team officially until Thursday. He was doing individual drills. It held him up. They wanted to make sure he got healthy. But again, with a reconfigured offensive line, I'm not sure how much they're going to run him or design run plays for him tonight.
Oregon State has dominated this matchup of late. 4 straight wins in the Huskies' house. Now, how much bite do the Dogs have tonight?
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by the Capital One Cup. To learn more, go to CapitalOneCup.com. The Intel Core i5 processor. And Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
After a resplendent fall day in Seattle, Washington, it is game time, nighttime. The Washington Huskies, the 24th ranked Oregon State Beavers, a team who has played the toughest schedule in all of college football. The Rogers brothers, well known by most college football fans, and yet it's Jaquiz's first game without brother James Rogers, who went down last week with a season-ending knee injury. Oregon State Coach Mike Riley told us he's concerned and wants to see the response from Jaquiz, not only on the football field, but emotionally after seeing his brother go down for the season with that knee injury a week ago.
Well, you know, Jaquiz is the heart and soul of this football team. His running really fuels that the Oregon State offense. And the reality is he's faster this year. He's improved. He ran track or worked out with the track people in the spring, and it shows on the field.
And 159 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Huskies last season in Corvallis. He wants to get this run game going, taking ownership of it this week, saying their run game has been horrible, and I would expect him to touch the ball, carrying the ball in the run game at least 20-plus times tonight.
Steve Sarkisian, second-year head coach of the University of Washington. Defense, big question mark for both the Huskies and the Oregon State Beavers, although keep in mind on all the Oregon
What a game.
For the second time in 3 weeks, the University of Washington Huskies win on the final play.
And the mutual admiration, you could sense it there between the two head coaches. Jake Locker delivers in overtime in inches, in a game of inches.
Court Dennison making the play there, really. He just gets a chance to knock the ball out. Alahuni, their leading receiver, most touchdown receptions on the team, and the clutch guy, one of the impact players, cannot hang on to the football. Court Dennison, the leader of that Husky defense.
And you could see Katz doing the best he could to stare down Dennison, to give him a little bit more room in that window to fit it in. And what a hard-fought game. Larry Scott, you made a good decision to be at this one tonight.
Steve Sarkisian, last thing he told us yesterday, I don't know what the end result will be, but we're going to fight this week. Huskies win in double overtime, 35-34 over Oregon State. Up next, it's SportsCenter for Brock Hewitt, Mike Bellotti, and our entire crew. I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. In double overtime, Washington over Oregon State.